ओम नमो
हरे कृष्णा हरे कृष्णा हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे राम राम राम। Welcome to all devotees. Now we start today's Bhagavatam class. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Narayanam Namaskrutyam Naram Chaiva Narottamam Devim Saraswatim Vyasam Tato Jayamudire नष्टप्रायेषु भद्रेषु नित्यं भगवत सेवया भगवती उत्तम श्लोके भक्ति भवति नैष्टिक. Hare Krishna Dandat Pranam. Today we completing first chapter of 12th canto Srimad Bhagwatam, the dynasty of the Kali Yuga, shloka number 21 to 41. कृष्ण नाम तद्भ्राता भविता पृथ्वीपतिः श्री शांत कर्ण तत्पुत्र पौर्णमास तु तत्सुत लंबोदर तु तत्पुत्र तस्मात् चिबीलक नृपः मेघस्वाति चिबीलकात् अटमानः तु तस्य च अनिष्टकर्मा हालेयः तलकः तस्य च आत्मजः पुरीशबीरु तत्पुत्रः ततः राजा सुनंदनः. चकोरः बहव यत्र शिव स्वाति अरिंदम तस्यपि गोमति पुत्रः पुरीमान् भवितार्ततः मेधशिरासि शिवस्कंदः यज्ञश्री तत्सुतः ततः विजयः तत्सुतः भाव्यः चंद्रविज्ञः सलोमधिः एते त्रिशन्नृपतयः चत्वारि अब्धशतानि च षट्पञ्चाशत् च पृथिवीः मोक्षन्ति कुरुनन्दन. सप्ताभिरः आवृत्य दशगर्दभिः नृपाः पंका षोडश भूपाला भविष्यन्ति अतिलोलुपाः ततः अष्टौ यवना भाव्यः चतुर्दश पुरुषकाः भूयः दश गुरुण्डा च मौला एकादश एव तु. एते भोक्षन्ते पृथिवीं दशवर्षशतानि च नव अधिकां च नवति मौला एकादश क्षितिं भोक्षन्ति अब्धशतानि अंग त्रीणि तैः संस्थिते ततः किल किलायां नृपतयः भूतनंद अथ अंगिरिः शिशुनंदी च तद्भ्राता यशोदानंदी प्रवीरकः इति एते वै वर्षशतं भविष्यन्ति अधिकानि षट्. तेषां त्रयोदश सूता भवितारः च बाललिकाः पुष्पमित्र च राजन्य दुर्मित्र अस्य तथा एव च एककाल इमे भूपाः सप्त अंध्राः सप्त कौशलाः विदुरपतय भाव्या निषधा ततः एव हि. मागधानां तु भविता विश्वस्फूर्जि पुरञ्जय करिष्यति अपरवर्णान् पुलिन्द यदुमद्रकान् प्रजा च ब्रह्मभूयिष्ठाः स्थापयिष्यति दुर्मतिः वीर्यवान् क्षत्रमुत्साद्य पद्मवत्यां स वैपुरी अनुषंगम अप्रयागम गुप्तां भोक्षति मेदिनीम्. सौराष्ट्रवंती अभिराः च शूरा अर्बुद मालवा प्रात्याद्विजा भविष्यन्ति शूद्रप्राया जनाधिपा सिन्धो तटं चंद्रभागां कौन्तीं काश्मीर मंडलम भोक्षन्ति शूद्राव्रान्ताद्या म्लेच्छा च अब्रह्मवर्चसः तुल्य काला इमे राजन लेच प्राया च भूभृत एते अधर्म अनृत अपरः फल्गुदाः तीव्र मन्यवेय श्री गो द्विजघ्नाच परदार परदारगण अद्रुता उदिता तम मित प्रायः अल्पसत्व अल्पक आयुष असंस्कृता क्रियाहीना प्रजसा तमसावृत्ता प्रजाते भक्षयिष्यन्ति म्लेच्छा राजन्नी राजन्य रूपिणः तत्नाथः ते जनपदा तत् शिलाचारवादिनः अन्योन्यतः राजभिः च क्षयं यास्यन्ति पीडिता. Translation and purport by the Srila Prabhupada. Jagat Guru Srila Prabhupada ki jai. The brother of Bali, named Krishna, will become the next ruler of the earth. His son will be Shantakarna and his son will be Purnamasa. The son of Purnamas will be Lambodar, who will father Maharaj Chibilaka. From Chibilaka will come Meghaswati, whose son will be Atman. The son of Atman will be Anishtakarma. His son will be Haleya and his son will be Talak. The son of Talak will be Puri Isha Biru, and following him Sunandan will become King. Sunandan will be followed by Chakor and the 8 Bahus, among whom Shivaswati will be a great subduer of enemies. The son of Shivaswati will be Gomati. His son will be Puriman, whose son will be Medashira. His son will be Shiva Skanda, and his son will be Yajnashri. The son of Yajnashri will be Vijay, who will have 2 sons, Chandra, Vigya, and Lomadi. These 30 kings will enjoy sovereignty over the earth for a total 456 years. O favorite son of Purus. Then we will follow 7 kings of Avira raised from the city of Avabhruti, and then 10 Gardhabis. After them, 16 kings of the Kankas will rule and will be known for their excessive greed. 8 Yavanas will then take power, followed by 14 Turushka, 10 Gurundas, and 11 king of the Maula dynasty. These Abiras, Gardhabis, and Kankas will enjoy the earth for 1099 years, and the Maulas will rule for 300 years. When all of them have died off, there will appear in the city of Kalikila, Kila, a dynasty of kings consisting of Bhutananda, Vangiri, Shishunandi, Shishunandi's brother Yashonandi, and Pravirak. These kings of Kila will hold sway for a total of 106 years. The Kilas will be followed by their 13 sons, the Balikas, and after them King Pushpamitra, his son Durmitra, 7 Andhras, 7 Kaushalas, and also King of Vidura and Nishad provinces will separately rule in different parts of the world. There will then appear a king of the Magadhas named Vishwaspurji, who will be like another Puranjay. He will turn all the civilized classes into low class, uncivilized men in the same category as the Pulindas, Yadus, and Madrakas. Foolish king Vishwaspurji will maintain all the citizens in ungodliness and will use his power to completely disrupt the Kshatriya order. From his capital of Padmavati, he will rule that part of the earth extending from the source of the Ganga to Prayag. At that time, The Brahmanas of such provinces as Saurashtra, Avanti, Abhira, Sura, Arubda, and Malwa will forget all their regulative principles, and the members of the royal order in these places will become no better than Shudras. The land along the Sindhu River, as well as the districts of Chandrabhaga, Kaunti, and Kashmira, will be ruled by Shudras. Fallen Brahmanas and meat eaters, having given up the path, they will have lost all spiritual strength. There will be many such uncivilized kings ruling at the same time, O King Parikshit, and they will all be uncharitable, possessed of fierce tempers, and great devotees of irreligion and falsity. These barbarians in the guise of kings will devour the citizenry, murdering innocent women, children, cows, and brahmanas, and coveting the wives and property of other men. They will be erratic in their moods, have little strength of character, and be very short-lived indeed, not purified by any Vedic rituals and lacking in the practice of regulative principle. They will be completely covered by the modes of passion and ignorance. The citizens governed by these low-class kings will imitate the character, behavior, and speech of their rulers, harassed by their leaders and by each other. They will all suffer ruination purport by the Srila Prabhupada, Jagat Guru Srila Prabhupada ki jai. These verses give a concise, accurate description of the fallen leaders of this age. Purport by this. At the end of the ninth canto of Srimad Bhagwatam, it is stated that Ripunjay or Puranjay, the first king mentioned in this chapter, ended his rule about 1000 years after the time of Lord Krishna. Since Lord Krishna appeared approximately 5000 years ago, Puranjay must have appeared about 4000 years ago. That would mean that Vishwaspurji, the last king mentioned, would have appeared approximately in the 12th century of the Christian era. Modern Western scholars have made the false accusation that Indian religious literature has no sense of chronological history, but the elaborate historical chronology described in this chapter certainly refutes that naive assessment. Thus end the purport of the humble servants of his divine grace Sri Bhaktivedanta Swami Prabhupada to the 12th canto, first chapter of the Srimad Bhagwatam, entitled The Degraded Dynasty of Kali Yuga. ओम ज्ञानतिमिरन्धस्य ज्ञानशलाकया चक्षुरुन्मिलितं येन तस्मै श्रीगुरवे नमः. श्रीचैतन्यमनोभीष्टं स्थापितं येन भूतले स्वयं रूप कदा मह्यं ददाति स्वपदान्तिकं. वन्देऽहं श्रीगुरोः श्रीयुतपदकमलं श्रीगुरून् वैष्णवान् च श्रीरूपं साग्रजातं सगण रघुनाथान्वितं तं सजीव साद्वैतं सावधूतं परिजन सहितं कृष्ण चैतन्य देवं श्री राधा कृष्ण पादान् सगण ललिता श्री विशाखान्वितांच. नमो ओम विष्णुपादाय कृष्ण पृष्ठाय भूतले श्रीमते भक्ति वेदांत स्वामिनिति नामिने. नमस्ते सरस्वते देवे गौरवाणी प्रचारिणे निर्विशेष शून्यवादी पाश्चात देशतारिणे. वाञ्छा कल्पतरुभ्यश्च कृपा सिन्धुभ्येव च पतितानां पावनेभ्यो वैष्णवेभ्यो नमो नमः. जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर श्रीवासादि गौर भक्तवृंद. हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे हरे, हरे राम 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 हरे हरे, हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे हरे, हरे राम 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 हरे हरे, हरे कृष्णा। दंडवत प्रणाम। Today we completing first chapter of 12th canto of Srimad Bhagwatam, the dynasty of the Kali Yuga. Yesterday we heard up to the uh, king Bali uh, Bali is the most degraded, will control over the earth for some time, and after from Bali's, which kings are coming and how many years they rule on the earth, that is coming here, and that description is coming in these shlokas. Prabhuji will tell you in detail. Hare Krishna, Dandavat Pranam. Vancha kalpatarubhech कृपा सिंधुभ्य एव च पतितानां पावनेभ्यो वैष्णवेभ्यो नमो नमः। हरे कृष्णा।
Hare Krishna. Thank you very much, Mataji. So here, this 12th canto, which you have started, is actually giving us an idea of all that is going to be happening in the Kali Yuga. So we have seen the age of deterioration is what Kali Yuga is also known as. And this particular chapter basically is summarization of how the different dynasties are going to be there, the different kings are going to be there, who are going to keep on getting more and more degraded. So this whole chapter briefly describes the dynasty of Magad and how they became degraded because of influence of Kali. Then there were ruled by Puru, then Upricha, Vasu, Puranja, and so many things. So something which is very common, which we are seeing, is as the story progresses, we are finding that the greed is increasing and ungodliness is also increasing. And because of that, while the origin is where the whole of the earth is being ruled, now small parts are being ruled by these kings. So we also saw Yavanas. Instead of one Yavana, there were 8 Yavanas, 14 Turkas, 10 Gurundas, 11 Maulas. And that is how everything is happening. And the worst part happens when even the Brahmins, they become ungodly. So we see the more deterioration or the spike of the deterioration starts with Puranjan, who turns all the civilized classes into low class, uncivilized men. And then Vishwafurji, who was a king, he was completely foolish, and he ensured that the citizens were in ungodliness and used his power to disrupt the Kshatriya order. And at the same time, if you see towards the west part of India, Saurashtra, Avanti, Abhira, Shura, Arbuda, Malav, there the Brahmanas, they started forgetting their regulative principles. And that is why even the royal order in those places were as good as the Shudras. So when in this verse 36, it is being mentioned that they are forgetting their regulative principles. So what are the Brahmanas forgetting? The Brahmanas are forgetting that their main role is to teach about Brahman. They are the ones who have realized Brahman. And so it is their duty to teach everyone about the original supreme personality of Godhead. And in order to do that, the Brahmanas are supposed to be having qualities, certain qualities, as were enumerated by Bhagwan Shri Krishna in Bhagavad Gita itself. So we find that those qualities were something which they have stopped following. And when Brahmanas lose these, and one of the most important qualities of these is to be truthful. So that is the cause of degradation. And unfortunately, this is where the whole problem started. So because they became untruthful, they became irreligious, they came under the spell of illusion, they came under the spell of darkness, and there they were striving in the wrong direction. And that is how they became tamasi, and they lost everything. And when Brahmanas, who are supposed to be the first class members of the society, supposed to give direction even to the kings, when they themselves are not following these principles of peacefulness, self-control, austerity, purity, PSAP, tolerance, honesty, knowledge, wisdom, and religiousness, then there cannot be any future for the place. Shamodamah tapah shaucham shanti rajam evacha jnanam vijnanam astikyam brahma karma swabhavajam. These are the natural qualities of Brahmana. And exactly these were something which they missed. And they were not following the regulative principles, the four pillars of the dharma. They were completely being neglected by them. So, what are the four pillars of dharma? Austerity, cleanliness, truthfulness, and kindness. ACTK. So, these four pillars were being neglected. And as a result of that, the Kali Yuga became more and more prominent. And thus, even uncivilized persons started becoming kings. They will be ruling at the same time, and everyone will be uncharitable. There will be anger, tempers, and there will be falsity. Now, generally, in the olden ages, it was supposed that truthfulness is the most important quality for any kind of education. And if the person was not having truthfulness, then he cannot be taken up as a disciple by any of the munis. So there was this one story wherein a child approached a great muni saying that I want to be your disciple. So he asked him, okay, tell me who you are. Who is your father? What is your family? So he said, I don't know. So the Muni asked him, please go and ask your mother. So the child went and asked his mother. And the mother, who was a sevika, a dasi, she replied, even I don't know who is your father. So the boy came back to the Muni. And he said, even my mother does not know who is my father. Now, if a person is from a degraded birth, then he cannot become a disciple to learn the Vedas. But the Muni said, you have the best quality of the Brahmana, which is truthfulness. So you are Brahmana Varna. And so you can become my disciple and be a good Brahman. And this is exactly what is missing in this Kali Yuga, giving rise to all kinds of problems. And that is why Srila Prabhupada has established this society, wherein he has ensured that we go back to Godhead by following all the religious principles. So Prabhupada used to say, this mission is a mission to convert the Shudras into Brahmanas. And that is what actually has happened if you see. The hippies became happies. There's no more devour of citizenry. There's no more murdering. There's equal treatment for children, cows, Brahmanas. There's no any kind of jealousy. Whatever is there, everything is of Krishna for Krishna. And so, no more fights. And that is the ideal situation that we should be living. But Kali Yuga is something which is going to have its effect. And as Kali Yuga progresses, even this golden period of the 10,000 years of Kali Yuga that we are luckily in, after that, it will be very difficult to get any kind of. So, though the best yajna in Kali Yuga is Harinam Sankirtan, even that may become difficult to achieve. So, right now is the right time to successfully enter in this moment. Go ahead with your Harinam Sankirtan. Start spreading the information about Krishna as ordered by Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Jare dekho tare kaho Krishna Upadesh. And have congregational chanting, congregational discussion of the importance of the Shastra, the Guru, and Krishna. And once we are able to do it, we'll all become eligible, suitable enough to go back home, back to Godhead. That is the essence of this first chapter, which is very, very important from practical aspects, because it is indirectly giving us an idea how difficult the coming period is going to be. And it also refutes the modern civilizations which say that we don't have proper history, but now we see the history is not only there, there's also future, which is chronologically described appropriately in our Shastra, because all of them come directly from Krishna. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna.